Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to Planet Coaster. I have taken a break from recording anything. It's been a busy season, Christmas time and whatnot at work, and helping my mother-in-law move, and lots of stuff going on at work. But now we're back. I actually recorded this a few weeks ago. We're going to jump right into the time lapse. Here we go. And we are going to work on the water. Yeah, we're taking a break from, kind of the Main Street area, the downtown area. And this, of course, is recorded before the free winter update. So after this episode, I go in and add some other shops and things. That'll be next episode. But we start in here. We lay the water out, get the rivers, kind of what the equivalent of the rivers of America would be here for this this park that, would have been. So we get the basic shape for the water, and for the kind of the island in the middle, it's going to have like a what do I call it? Big Thunder Mountain-ish type of thing. Just going through and smoothing out everything here because it was all kind of pixelated and wasn't fun. Okay, we carve out the harbor there, really nice. We end up putting in what do we put? We put in the Victory, as well as the steamship, the paddle steamer there. And the two of them together looks pretty good. It reminds me of the harbor house, or the harbor house? Harbor Gallery, there it is. Ooh, yummy baked potatoes. Down in Disneyland, down by the, kind of across from Haunted Mansion and Splash Mountain. And, more janitors, because this area was getting a little bit messy. Clean, 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 please, buddy, clean. And waiting for him to get to a certain point so that I could train him. Activate it, there we go. Yeah, good. So, we slept the Victory in there, and for a while it was a bit of a hassle. It didn't want to place like at water level. It didn't want to place where I wanted it to. I had to fight with it for quite a while. And I'm surprised I'm remembering this because, again, I recorded this video about a month ago before I'm doing this here voiceover. Speaking of which, I have a new microphone. I have a new mouse. I have a new video card. I have lots of new stuff. I think things are progressing a little bit. Anyway, the Victory was a struggle to get it to place, as well as to get the some of those pieces to place. They were there for a while, and then if I tried to move the Victory, I couldn't put it back. Later on, I realized there's a button that's like move to ground level or adjust ground level, something like that. And it once I got rid of that, everything was fine, and it worked out beautifully. End up wrapping the Victory here in some some of the stock docks. Didn't feel the need to create anything, custom for myself. But we have the Victory there, and right next to it, we end up placing the steamship. There she goes. That around. Come on. There we go. Good. And we actually end up exiting the guests through that little path in the middle of the paddle steamer. I think it all turns out pretty cool looking. Oh, yeah. See, there was part of the problem. I couldn't place entrance gates or exit gates because of the whole... because of the water. It was just really, really, really uncooperative, and I don't know what was going on with that. Here we go. Yeah, I had to get the queue up just a little bit, and I think we end up moving everything out a few tile distances, a few steps, to make sure that we can get it. We have a support building kind of behind that. That building does end up looking a lot like like I said, the Harbor Gallery. Yeah, and there you saw me just inch it down and up just a wee bit, and it just was not cooperative. There we go. Move those guys, squeeze them in. Same with this. Yeah, some of these things were not the way it lets you multi-select some things, but not some others, is kind of weird. It's kind of odd. It's kind of annoying. It's not great. And here we are now putting in the queue. It's gonna go. Well, I'm gonna have to fix this and send it up. Before, yeah, there we go. So it's kind of up on a landing, right? It's going to run in front of and then through like I said, ends up looking like the Harbor Gallery. It's a nice little wharf, dock-looking building. It turns out looking pretty sweet in the end, I think. And then here, trying to get the right path. And again, because of the water and because of the way that the things are placed, it was not being cooperative at all. Not even a little bit. There, okay, I thought I lost it for a second there. So we end up, let's see, I think we just end up moving these guys just way out of the way or something. Do we do that? Yeah, move them out of the way just in case that was conflicting, but it's not. So I end up, see, did not want to connect with the path there. It was not having it. I think at some point, here we go. Yeah, playing with it up until, no, nothing there. Okay. And it just was really fighting me. I think there, haha, I found the click for something like level ground underneath, something like that. And that, for some reason, that was what was doing it. It was conflicting with the ground way down below. Why it would need to level the ground way down below like that, I don't really understand. And then, yeah, to get the path going through the paddle steamer, I had to start it that way. Whoa, there we go. I really like the paddle steamer, the way it looks, the way it turns. I mean, the way that it is, the stock part that it is. It looks really sweet. It is a little difficult though to actually place the shop inside the little gap that apparently is made for the shop. You'd think it would like snap to it. You could select the thing as maybe as a building. It could be a little bit better, but I think, yeah, I have to delete this. I put the shop first. Find that into place so that it fits and is happy. There we go. Yeah, and it's not quite the correct height for it, but it's okay. And then from there we go and we add the paths, and that squares it up. There we go. I think okay with that. I think yeah, there we go. We scoot it just a little bit so the Q railing isn't disappearing into things too much. A little bit. A little clipping isn't bad, but disappearing straight through is not what I prefer. There we go. Yeah, it's a nice little curvy path through the paddle steamer and up to the there we go. Still a little clipping through the ground, but it is what it is. And we're gonna go through and I think open the ride in just a moment, and oh yeah, fix the docks there that were kind of shifted out of place. And then yeah, once I figured out that thing with the land or adjusting the height of land, whatever it is underneath the ride, it was all cooperative. Everything just kind of slid in place and worked really well. I'm happy with putting the victory there. It's not, you know, I mean, it's a little bit piratey. It's actually a little bit like Viking kind of the way it looks and the way it sounds. But I think it's fitting to put it there. It would take place, I think I ended up naming it later on the quote Columbia, because that's, you know, that's a paddle steamer, or that's the ship we have at Disneyland. Yeah, here we go, working on the little bit of dock for for the building. And I don't know what I was doing, spacing out for a few minutes here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Saying goodbye to my wife or something if she was going out. But this ends up looking up pretty nice. And oh yeah, the path clips through. Don't worry, we fix that a little bit later. Pretty sure. Yeah, we must. But it all, yeah, there we go. Because now I'm going to adjust the Q. And there it is. Yes. Anyway, I really like the way this ends up looking. And I like using it. It's not something that is in the original, you know, plans for it here, but there was plans for the paddle steamer to be a ride that would, you know, boop, 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 loop around the water there. Unfortunately, that's not a ride option that we are given right now. So make do with what you have. Yeah, it's all the wood batten, wood plank, whatever. It ends up looking pretty nice. We end up, it stays, you know, brown like that, I believe. With the little shingle, the tile roofy, or the shingle roof. And then we add some windows here and there. I was looking at reference pictures from the actual harbor galley in Critter Country, I suppose it is. And the windows up there are like blue. They have like blue accents. So we end up emulating that later on, and we'll get to that in a bit. But here, I think it looks like a nice little, you know, nice little dockside, little kind of like an office. And we end up throwing a bunch of stuff in there. Put some, railings to kind of hold the roof up. I think it looks pretty nice. It was nice to take a break from the Main Street area because for a while that was getting a little bit frustrating. I think because it was, for me, what I was doing was such a really copying of Main Street USA as it exists today. It was a little, I don't know, it was a little unfun. It wasn't as creative as this. Whereas this, I have something to kind of go off of, but I made it my own thing and improvised most of it anyway. Wow, yeah, people really like that. Oh yeah, I did the wood thing where you use, the wood. There we go. Yep, all along to kind of frame out the building. I think that looks really well here. I know I've seen a lot of people use that for a lot of buildings, a lot of wooden buildings, and it looks all right. But it's something that I want to use, I think, somewhat sparingly, only in the places where it's like warranted. Here, I thought was one of those places. Yep, and just leveling it up. Oop, oh yeah, it's supporting underneath so that everything looks correct. Wouldn't necessarily be seen by guests or even in the game, but I'd see it. I'd know it's there. So I corrected it and made sure they were supported all the way down. Oh yeah, match the color. There you go. Boop, 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 all the way around for those little overhangy bits. The little bits like that, I think, in a lot of ways, are really what make the game great. There's so many wonderful details, and I honestly, like I said, this was recorded. The video was recorded before the free winter update. I haven't even played with any of those Christmas pieces or any of those extra pieces. And I'm looking forward to that. I have touched on a little bit for for my gameplay for some of the new functions, like the way this stuff that's right there right now. Some of the actions you can get with the vendors, the employees, what you can do with them, and instead of having to click on them and click on their thing, click on them and click on their thing, it's all in the one spot. It's much easier to actually do things and adjust these quote settings of the vendors. Here I was trying to decorate in there, but there's really no place to put it, so we ended up not. Wow, yeah, popular ride, very, very popular. Yeah, there it is, the Columbia, just because it was fitting. We end up outfitting this as, like I said, something of an office for the dock. Yeah, there we go, some doors. We put a bunch of windows, and here's where like I said, we get kind of the blue color to the windows, kind of a bluish, yeah, bluish gray, grayish blue gray. And then we end up, yeah, I use my little double window trick to kind of add more, yeah. And it's a weird thing when you copy paste double things like this. They might align to the wall you want, but the grab point for it is like a tile away. It's kind of an odd thing. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's actually a glitch or what, but it just means you got to maneuver them a little more manually here and there. Well, that's not the end of the world. Yep, windows everywhere, all the windows. I mean, you could just spam windows everywhere, but in reality, of course, some walls are going to be just solid walls, not have windows everywhere. Look at the place you live in. I'm sure you don't have that everywhere. Yep, doing a sign for the Columbia. Yeah, and I think I got rid of it really quick there, but a habit I have whenever I type things, instead of typing the, T-H-E, I type teh, or yeah, teh, T-E-H. I don't know why. It's just when I type on the keyboard real quick, that's just what happens, and I feel stupid. But then we fix it. Yeah, there we go. Some ropes and hangers, and we're gonna try. There's a few props, but I've used them other places. Like, oh yeah, the boat ends up down here, and I wish these are all just stable. It's static. It just sits there. And a part of me wishes it would actually like bob with the water, even if it's not like correctly like matched to the water, if the water's rough or whatever. But if it just had a little bloop, 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 a little floatiness to it, I thought that would be a neat touch. But alas, no. Good, just a little ladder here, a little more detail scenery, dressing up this stuff, getting it going here. So this episode, all we're gonna do with it, like I said, is the dock here. The next episode, I've only recorded a little bit of. I think I'll record more of that tonight. We start working on another building in Main Street, another building off to the side, past the train station there. In the model, or not the model, I'm sorry, in the diagram, in the map, there we go. In the map we have of, this Buena Vista Park, the park that wasn't created, whatever you want to call it. In that map, there's a restaurant just to the left, looking at the map, the way it's printed, just to the left of the train station. It says the Riverside Cafe. So we're going to utilize some of the new food stall bits that we have for from the free winter update. I think I did ice cream on Main Street. So I think we're going to put a pizza place over there, just so that we have pizza somewhere, because I think that'd be fun. But that'll be a little Riverside Cafe. That's going to be a nice little cafe. buildings and some tables out front, I think. We're back here to fleshing out the dock, the little office there with all the crates and all the things you could imagine would be, you know, supplied there. Fortunately, a lot of the pirate stuff and even some of the Western stuff really fit pretty well with this. Oh yeah, now we add some stanchion or some posts because I add some lanterns here because it was dark. I like having things lit, and I think these lights, these yellow lights, they work pretty well for the dock. Boom, boom, and yeah, up. There it is, and up again. Beautiful. And this lights up pretty well at the end of the day. Yeah, I'll hang a few on the wall here just to light up there. That's the standard storm lantern. A part of me wishes you could recolor the lantern. Not that I need, you know, blues and greens and purples, but it's yellow. I would like it if you could recolor it, you know, white or a slightly different yellow. Yeah, they look all right, but they look very candly lanterny, which is okay. But a white light for interior would be, I think, would be nice. What do we do? Do we sync that? Yeah, we lower that down. I was kind of looking at the scale. Oh no, I wanted those to be actually touching the dock pieces underneath. Plus, I kind of wanted it to match up to scale to the people, so that it's not, you know, 15 feet up in the air over their heads. And here we use, oh yeah, there's the street lanterns. Inside, though, we use the fire lanterns because on the right itself, there's the fire lanterns. And I just sync that, there you go, that lamp there, just in there, just to hide it and to light the Hat's Fantastic, the store. But yeah, anyway, there's the fire lanterns there on the ride, so I use those on part of the path leaving the dock. So at this point, we've just about wrapped up with the victory. Now we just move over to lighting and a little bit of decoration for the paddle steamer. I want to make sure the captain's booth, the wheel room, I forget what it's called. There's a name for it because I know the dude on the Mark Twain. Ooh, I know the dude on the Mark Twain at Disneyland, and you can go up there and blow the whistle and stuff. But I wanted that all lit because otherwise it's a big open space, especially right there at the front. That's where, you know, cargo would be, or some tables and chairs like on the Mark Twain. So I wanted to put some cargo. I think that guy ends up being a little too, yeah, that was a little too big. I think we might go with a fruity cargo, maybe just with some barrels. Yeah, just with some barrels. And unfortunately, because it's a scenery piece, those things are not terribly cooperative. It's snapping like just to it as a surface, like as if it was the ground. But that's about it, and we're gonna leave you here with some cinematic shots. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like it, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.